Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 2000 movie Castaway, starring Tom Hanks and Helen Hunt. Of course, this movie is like almost a 2.5-hour commercial for Federal Express, and we'll get into that in a minute. Of course, this movie, got a lot of praise, but unfortunately lost a lot of Oscars to Gladiator, which was the Oscar-winning film at the time, and Tom Hanks was also nominated for an Oscar, but of course he didn't win because he already won twice already. So it makes no sense for him to give him another Oscar because he already won twice. Of course, this movie is about Tom Hanks plays a Federal Express executive who, on Christmas, goes on a Federal Express plane to South America or something, and on the way there, the plane gets off course because something was wrong with the plane, and it goes off course, and then another problem comes up, and the plane crashes. That was a pretty dramatic sequence there with the crash and everything. It was pretty much the best sequence of the whole movie was the plane crash. Tom Hanks, of course, because he's the star of the movie, of course, he's the only survivor, and he somehow gets all the way to this deserted island, and he survives there for about almost 5 years. 4.5, I think it was between 4.5 and 5 years he was on this island. And of course, pretty much the next, I would say about at least the next hour and a half, it's with him on this island by himself. And of course, one of the problems that I have with this movie is, if he was on this island for so long, how in the hell did this motherfucker gain weight? I mean, I am a fan of Tom Hanks. He's born the same month I'm in July. Different years, of course, but both born the same month. How in the hell did this guy gain weight instead of losing weight? But of course, somebody had a thought, okay, let's have him lose weight. But of course, when he finally gets rescued, he finally loses the weight. But to see a fat Tom Hanks, I mean, it's not the only real movie you ever seen him gain, a lot of weight for was when he did League of Their Own. He had to gain weight for it. But for him to be on this deserted island with hardly any food, how in the hell does he gain weight? That's the one major problem that I have with this movie. But for the time that Tom Hanks was on the air, which was like I said, almost an hour and a half for this movie. This movie is 2.5 hours long, almost 2.5 hours long, and about at least an hour and a half of it. By the time the plane crashes to when he's finally rescued, he's the only one you see on screen. You don't see what happens with his wife, played by Helen Hunt. And I think it's implied that it was his wife in the film, and you don't see what happens with her until of course the time when he's rescued. But which I know is a spoiler, he does get rescued, but you don't really see how it affected her, how it affected the company. You don't see any of that stuff because the camera is mostly focused on Tom Hanks for an hour and a half at least. He's in almost every scene in this movie, and there were several long periods where Tom Hanks doesn't say a word. And of course, one of the jokes bit that's in this movie is very good to just see him trying to survive, trying to open up coconuts, trying to fish, exploring the island, see if you could find some type of food there. It's very hard. He had a hard time, fishing, and then of course, for the plane crash, was one of the pilots. His body floats to shore. This is another dramatic scene. He buries the body. Or Tom Hanks buries the body, and then of course you had all the stuff that was on the plane also washing the shore. So he's using some of the now discarded items now, because naturally, of course, obviously not going to be delivered now to survive. He uses a an ice ski, the blades in the ice ski to cut open coconuts and to sharpen the spears so you go spear fishing. He also finds a Wilson volley, which is now the joke of the movie. A lot of people make fun of it, and also Wilson, the company that made the volleyball. At first I thought it was a soccer ball, then it was a volleyball. Because he cut his hand and he threw the ball away. At one point, Tom Hanks does, and he got like a palm print on the volleyball, and he drew a face on it through the blood, which is kind of disgusting. And he called it Wilson. So it's kind of like Robinson Caruso or whatever the name is, and his guy Friday is kind of the name of Friday is called the ball Wilson because it's the name of the company that made the volleyball. So they call him Wilson. Hey Wilson, hey Wilson, I know Wilson, and he talks to the volleyball, and it gets crazy, and then of course another thing floats ashore is kind of like a partition or a door or something, and because this thing floats, it wasn't from the airplane, it was from maybe another house from California or something, blew over to this island, and he goes, hey, this is a good idea, and Tom Hanks decides to make, he made one attempt early in the film to get over the cove. It was like big wave after big wave, and he couldn't get over those waves to escape, to go into the middle of the ocean to maybe see if he can get rescued. He couldn't make it because he didn't have a sail, so he used this door or a roof or something, or part of a roof. He made a sail out of it and was able to escape. And of course, out in the ocean, he's out there for who the hell knows how long, and he finds like some humpback whales visiting him and spotting him with water, and kind of like wakes him up in the morning, and when they spill the water out of the blowhole, and he gets woken up, and of course he's in the ocean, and of course the ball Wilson gets knocked off the little makeshift raft that Tom Hanks made, and he goes, Wilson, oh my God, Wilson, trying to look for the ball, and he's trying to get it, and the ball was like way too far away from him, and he says, oh, I'm so sorry, Wilson, oh my God, Wilson, I'm so sorry, Wilson. I mean, it was really, and really a lot of people made fun. I remember at the time Wilson actually made volleyballs with the painted face on it, make it look like the volleyball from the movie. I know a lot of people made, I think Wilson and all other companies did that to make fun of that part of the movie. And so of course, Tom Hanks is still out in the ocean, and you don't know what the hell he is. And a cargo ship goes by, comes along, and picks him up. And of course, he finally gets back to civilization, and Federal Express is so happy and so glad that he was there. And the executive that you see early in the film told Tom Hanks that his wife was sick and dying of cancer or something, and Tom Hanks was supposed to give him the number of this doctor, and he never did because he got involved in this plane crash, and he finds out that the guy's wife dies of cancer and stuff, and of course he reunites with his wife Helen Hunt, who finds out that she remarried. She married somebody else, and the guy who she married was Chris North from Law and Order, Detective Logan, and of course he also played Mr. Big in Sex and the City. He was also in The Good Wife, so she had married her, and of course he's depressed that the love of his life is now married to somebody else because he was declared dead. So what the hell was she supposed to do? She moved on with her life and married someone else, and of course he's depressed over that. And then he delivers a box or somebody, a package that they think he found. He repackaged that Tom Hanks found on the island. He repackaged it and gave it to the woman. Said, "You know how much this thing saved my life." Yeah, and she didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And then, of course, when Tom Hanks leaves his little ranch, he leaves in this corner and stands in the middle of this deserted highway, like in Texas or something, and he goes, He just stands there like this, and that's how the movie is. Of course, this movie did get a lot of praise because, like I said earlier, it spent a lot of time with him not even talking. And they just filmed, and Robert Zemeckis, the guy who directed Forrest Gump, directed this movie, and of course, like I said earlier, he spent a lot of time without Tom Hanks saying words, mostly with just him. And it's just, it's like Gilligan's Island without the rest of the castaways. It's just him by himself, and it's just really, a chunk of the after the plane crash. I mean, you're wondering how long it's going to take before he gets picked up or rescued, and that's where the movie drags. It gets boring after a while. I'm not saying it's not a god-awful movie. If you're a Tom Hanks fan, of course you're going to like it. I am a Tom Hanks fan. But this is one of... he does give a good performance, but it's like... it was a boring film. In a lot of ways. So that's a review of the movie Castaway. Please click on the video. Please rate it. Feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews on my YouTube channel at rowdyc.com. That's all WDY. That's c.com. That's the homepage of the Rowdy Reviewer. Chris Lee Moore. Please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.